I want to make a confession. I have a lot to say, but I'm gonna resume to a few words very important to this nation and worldwide. There is a problem with the NFL built within the state of Washington. I don't know and I cannot speak in the name of other states of the United States of America. I lived in this state for almost 25 years, and my life hasn't been the same since the 1990s. Apparently, somebody took the time and programmed me into the machine of the NFLs. I don't know who they are, but it was perceived through all the senses and justification of life experiences, personally through my self-human suffering. I have special interest to believe that I have true enemies in this particular state, which is the state of the psychiatry and the power of the government, of the local government, I may say. I still don't understand, excuse me, I still don't understand why a state like this needs such a big psychiatry, which is as big as the state of Washington. I am a Romanian immigrant to this country, but lived in this state ever since. Apparently, my life took a turn for the worse beginning of 2006 and stopped working in 2007 due to excruciating physical pain. I never had problems with mental reasoning or with logic based on evidence. I only suffered physically. Why? I always put the blame on technology and took a promise to myself that I will find out who my enemies are and who controls such a weaponry. Everybody talks lately about the NFL as a surveillance technology who destroys the outcasts or the unwanted in society. That's what the general public thinks. I personally believe that as a consequence, I believe that the NFL has built a machine within the state of Washington and is under the control of the government. Why do we need such a powerful government? I do not understand. Personally, I only conclude that the power of the government is not for the people, but only for the established who took over the economy and to keep their power consistently alive and into the position of power. And this is a fact, not just for me, but for the rest of the American people. The machine was programmed to take over the land and over the human beings. I would say it's not a computer, but a programmed calculator or a controller, which function on programming and is on code. It's not the machine's fault, it's of the people who has it under their control. They program the machine with a specific data, and it's actually transmitted through one single data. My information has been programmed in reverse because in reality I haven't committed any crime and I am not doing wars and I am not in possession of a weapon or of any kind of weapons. I am not the enemy of this country and I am not the enemy of any nationality or any country. The technology operates under the control of these special people with special interests. To me personally, who has done damage to me was the state government and the Department of Health, which has a group of organized women who think they are a special class of elite of FBI, and they are in fact called the NFLs, a group of women who found special interest to follow me and follow my entire medical and psychiatric record that was built by them as well. To robotize a human being means a weapon. Playing with information, it's a weapon. Or information, it's used and should be used only for the best public of the people and of the country, not against. Unfortunately, this machine took control over myself. I can only speak about myself for the past 4 or 5 years consistently and on a daily basis. The state government or the Department of Health developed a record for me, condensing all my medical and psychiatric records in one and feeding the machine with it on one data, programmed in reverse. For this reason, the data was that they considered me to be a national threat to the United States of America. And they came up with a gross lie. And that was that I supposedly made the comment that my mind was controlled by electromechanical pulses, which I do not understand what those were. And I don't believe there is anybody in this country who believes that an electromagnetic pulse can control the mind of a human being. To use it as a weapon against a human being, yeah, that's a possibility. But to think that an electromagnetic pulse has some kind of a mind, I totally deny that as being possible. So based on that information, the machine was fed and started to process accordingly. And it wasn't just that, but this information was and ended up into the computer and into the robot of the state. The state is one robot. The state of Washington is one robot. And he's the one who absorbs and transmits or sends all the information. Based on that data, I was intercepted as the enemy and ended up on many and all technologies. And because of this reason, I've been attacked physically. And at the same time, lots of dangerous things unleashed, such as centers of abduction, which are counted in thousands, if not hundreds of thousands. And the atomic center or center of Atomica has unleashed as well, which has been here for thousands of years. And this particular Atomica center is located in the south region of the state of Washington, in Reed, and or invisible to the real world. And it was initially built or initiated to help with construction. For instance, the city of Seattle was built by Galactica, Space Galactica, with big robots and computers set up by them at the ground level, and they are non-threatening to human life or human nature. And unfortunately, this world of the atoms, which are which are some very intelligent, some unfortunately are dangerous because they are on code, they think they are on code, and they are or have the function to attack humans. This is much more complicated, but according to them, these atoms strive to become a full atom, a complete atom, and it takes months or years before they do that. It's a world I hesitate to talk about because it's very dangerous, and what I experienced, it's beyond description into words. But the sentence of abduction has been present, and they are also dangerous because they have a mind you cannot bargain with, and they are a part of an alien form. The NFL machine has contacted this alien form in atoms and exchanged information. Based on this, the machine started to reprogram this world, invisible world, by giving them the order to attack me in order to keep the NFL and its established co-allies or co-conspirators protected, or not to become subjects of attack or abduction. And they did that with good conscience. This has been transmitted through the airways and through all airways, at the sound level and below the audible level through the infrasonic or infrasounds or infrasonics. And this has been relevant for quite some time. The Department of Health took my right to work in society, and by suspending my nursing license indefinitely without good cause, or based on the psychiatric record, who they intentionally condensed in one data, calculated through the calculator or into the machine. This is a weapon, and they knew it, and they did it with good conscience. There is a lot more to say, but the video is short, and I will make it in many different series to send a message across to the general public as the NFL being a national threat, not just to the United States of America, but to worldwide. Because when one robot is affected, all are affected worldwide. And that's all.